It's the E-commerce Master Plan podcast. Here to help you solve your marketing problems and grow your e-commerce business. Cutting through the hype to bring you inspiration and advice from the e-commerce sector and beyond. Here's your host, Chloe Thomas.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the E-commerce Master Plan podcast. I'm Chloe Thomas, the creator and host of this award-winning show, and it's my aim in every episode to help you find ways to improve your e-commerce business. In today's episode, I'm chatting with a startup, with someone who's been live for just about 12 months as we're talking, who's reaching the point where she's about to really scale that growth. And we talk about how she's scaling it, why she started the business, what she's learned in those first 12 months, what she'd do differently, the tools she's using, what she's chosen to outsource, and how she organizes her time, because she's also balancing multiple businesses and children. So there's a lot in here which, no matter how big or small our business, we can all learn from. So I hope you like it. Before we get into that, though, please do check out the sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Klaviyo, the ultimate e-commerce marketing platform for brands of all kinds and sizes. Whether you're an entrepreneur just starting out or you're part of a marketing team at a multinational brand, Klaviyo will give you everything you need to create memorable marketing moments, building customer relationships that keep shoppers coming back time and time again. Get started with a free account today. Visit klaviyo.com/masterplan. That's KLAVIYO.com/masterplan. Is your website slow? Has your online business outgrown your current hosting provider? If you answered yes to either of those questions, it's time to move over to Cloudways. Cloudways is a managed cloud hosting provider that is built for online businesses. From a hassle-free launch to smooth server operations, Cloudways is your partner in scaling your e-commerce business to greater success. Go to cloudways.com and use the promo code MASTERPLAN to sign up for a new Cloudways account and get a free $25 hosting credit. And now to introduce today's special guest. Jessica Bellinger is the founder of online cosmetics brand Bess and Colour. Founded in December 2019, they're now 12 months in and have achieved $37,000 in sales, with growth accelerating. Hello, Jessica.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Great to have you here on the show. It's always nice catching up with an earlier stage business. So I mean, this must be quite fresh in your mind, but how did you get into e-commerce? What led you to start Bess and Colour?
So I'm a full-time wedding photographer actually on the side. And I realized that, so I have 3 kids and I was traveling a lot for work. And I just really knew eventually I wanted to move to doing something out of the house and selling stuff from home. So I kind of did some research. I took a workshop that taught me a lot about e-commerce and stuff. I did research on, markets, and I realized that I really wanted to sell nail polish and get into, the beauty industry and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it originated. I had a very failed attempt early on where I tried to basically drop ship, and I did horrible. So I took a workshop, and it helped me basically figure out how to do it the right way and how to source manufacturers and stuff like that. But yeah, it really just came out of a place of knowing I wanted to change what I was doing. And that's how I got into e-commerce.
I think quite a lot of people often take that first step with drop shipping, thinking it's going to be the route to success, but it's a lot harder, isn't it, than people think.
It's a harder sell unless you really find a great product that Amazon isn't already selling. Pretty much.
That's it in a nutshell. Okay, well, look, let's explain to everyone a bit more about Bess and Colour. So where in the world are you based and where are you selling to?
Well, I live in Florida, so everything gets shipped out of Florida and manufactured in Florida. Well, not everything, but the nail polish gets manufactured in Florida, and some of it gets manufactured in California. And then, but right now we only ship in the U.S. because there are laws that the postal services follow to make it hard to ship things that are flammable, and nail polish is considered flammable. So I think we have to have some sort of special permit. And even if we do get the permit, it ends up being really, really expensive to ship it for individual orders. Now I could probably figure out how to ship wholesale orders to smaller companies who ship them out in different places, but I haven't done that yet because it's just kind of a headache. they made a lot of regulations on shipping nail polish in the past few years, actually. So it's been harder to ship abroad, even though I have a big fan base abroad. And they just follow my stuff, hoping one day I'll eventually be able to ship to them. One day.
I mean, the good thing is at least you're in a large country. So there's plenty of sales to go after in the US, aren't there?
Right. Yes. No, there is. We actually have like a lot of people in the UK that love my nail polish, and I would eventually like to be able to ship to them.
One day it'll happen.
Yeah.
Well, look, we talked a little bit about the product. We know it's nail polish. What makes your nail polish special?
We're 10 free, which means we are free of like the 10 most toxic chemicals usually in a nail polish. We're also vegan, cruelty free. Our polish is made in the US. Besides that, our colors are actually inspired. I don't know if you're familiar with Wes Anderson, but they're inspired by the color palettes in his films. So the colors are actually like named after like people, places, objects, and phrases from his films. And that kind of reached like a very niche audience because I've always, when I was creating the palette, I was so inspired already by the colors in his films. I was like looking at photos, trying to basically like replicate some of the colors I saw. And then I was like, you know what? This is like a thing. It's a thing. I'm just gonna make it like, inspired by the films in general, because that's where I was deriving the inspiration from.
How cool. That definitely quite makes you stand out, that, because it's not often you come across a nail polish range which are inspired by a film.
Right. Yeah. And I have a background in film photography, like shooting actual like analog. So I've always loved like the color palettes in film in general, in the way that they show color in a very vibrant, but like, I don't know, just a different way. And it's so pretty. And so I already had an appreciation for those types of colors. So yeah.
Very cool. And what platform have you decided to sell all this on? Are you a Shopify person, a Magento, WooCommerce, or something else?
Shopify. I am Shopify. I love Shopify.
And given you love Shopify, are there any widgets, plugins, etc. you'd like to share with the audience?
I really love the upsell widget. I think it's just called in-cart upsell, but but it's basically like if they add something to their cart, it pops up and it's like, add this, for $10 or whatever. And that's been really, really helpful at generating, extra sales and stuff. But there are so many apps that I have that I love. I love Klaviyo. I use that for my email campaigns, and it's just been so easy to use. So I love that as well.
I'm going to guess now that one of the reasons why you like the upsell tool so much is because you're selling quite a low price point product.
Yes.
Which is challenging in the e-commerce space. So is a lot of your focus on increasing AOV, average order value?
Yes. So it is a low price product. Our nail polishes are $16, but for a nail polish, that's expensive. So I'm in like a weird space of, but what's funny is I think our order average is like about like between $25 to $40. Like we get a really good order average. People usually don't come to our website and just buy one thing. So, and it's been pretty surprising actually that some people will go all out and buy, like 7 nail polishes, and that ends up having a huge cart. So like our order average is higher than just the regular price point. So, but yeah, it's definitely, that's why I'm adding more and more products, different accessories and stuff, because I really feel like those little tiny things are going to make the huge difference in the long run.
We can all get the spreadsheet out and realize that there's more profit to be made by putting more products into an order.
Yes.
But when you're the one who's doing the picking and packing yourself, it's so much more fun to pack a box that's got 5 things in it than one.
Yeah, no, I feel like, not that I am, but sometimes I'm like, when I have to package like one item, I'm like, oh, like almost like throwing away money. I'm like so much went into packaging this one item, all the stuff I need to package it, but it's also an entryway. So we also have like a really good return, our customers return and buy often. So the people who do buy from us are very, very loyal. So even if they buy one thing one time, next time they're going to buy again, or for the holidays or for their friends. We have a very loyal customer base, and I'm really thankful for it.
What do you think makes them loyal? Is it what you've done with Klaviyo? Is it what you do on social? Is it just the quality of the product? Once they've tried your nail varnish, they're not going to go elsewhere?
I think it's that I offer more than just like a big more than like what an OPI or SE offers, where there's no connection to who you're buying from. And I think I do that through social media a lot because I'm very active. I talk on my Instagram stories. I show my face on there. I talk to people who DM me. And then I also offer a product that is very, I guess, like more in the luxury realm of nail polishes. So it's a good product. It's healthier. We also, our packaging is all like biodegradable. So it's a little better for the environment. It's just like a more of a boutique vibe for nail polish. And so when people come, I mean, they keep up with my life. Like these people like will follow me on other things and social media and like support me. They supported me through my book launch and stuff like that. So it's been really great. And I think it's showing up on social media a lot and just being very like transparent about everything, never hiding anything.
There's kind of two key things I guess I'm taking from what you're just saying there. One is that you've taken the kind of the ethos of the brand, the non-toxic, vegan, sustainability kind of theme you've got going on. You've taken it into the packaging. And it's amazing how many businesses create this eco product and then send it out in packaging, in plastic packaging. It's crazy. But the other thing which resonates is you're saying about you're personally connecting with the consumers. And I think that's something which in 2020 we've seen brands. I mean, it's been a trend for a while, revealing the humans behind the business and doing that storytelling and building the emotional connection. But I think it's something which in 2020 has really, really driven dividends for businesses because many people are stuck at home and they're being told not to connect with other humans by the powers that be. And so to get that connection anywhere it should lead to more sales.
Yeah. And it does. And I mean, I have girls who just support me through a lot. I've made a lot of friends. And because of that, I have a very low amount of complaints. Like I've only gotten a very small handful. Like I can probably less than 5 of people complaining or, just like butting heads with people. It does happen, but that's just any business. So because of that, though, I've had like a really great run, with my customers.
Kind of flipping completely from the customers to the team. Is it, obviously it was just you starting the business? Has it been just you for the whole of this first 12 months?
Yes. I do. Now I don't have like a team that's working under me necessarily. Like I don't hire them as employees, but I do work with like freelancers. I work with Carrie with Joyful PR. She does my PR, but she's freelance. So she's her own company. And then I also work with a ad marketing team that I just started working with like about 4 weeks ago. And they run my Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads for me. And they're actually helping me scale pretty well. There's been like a decent ROI. I love what they do. I mean, it starts off slow when you do that kind of thing because they have to build audience, they're starting from scratch. But so far, they're doing great. And then the projections are also great. So I'm really excited to continue working with them for, the next few years. So that I basically hired them to help me scale because I needed help. I could not do the marketing on my own. I know a lot about Facebook ads, but I just didn't know enough. And I just don't have time like they have time. Like they're running something like 30 ads for me. And, I could barely keep up with 3 ads. So
There's only so many hours in the day, aren't there? And it's so crucial to pick the right things to outsource. So the ads you've outsourced because you don't have the higher level of expertise you want or the time to do it properly. What led you to outsource the PR?
It's a lot of work reaching out to people and getting people's attention. And when I did it, it just didn't work. Like I am not great at, I can do sales. I can sell, but not through an email. I sell in my own way. And that was just not my strong suit, and it never was. And I don't have time to follow up with people all the time. I have 3 kids. I have wedding photography I'm still doing full time. I was in the midst of writing a book. So, I mean, like, I knew it was super necessary. Like, I needed help with that. I needed it to be done. And she actually reached out to me and kind of sold herself to me. And I was like, okay, well, let's make it happen because I need help. I really do. So investing in her was like one of the best decisions I made because she has been so helpful through. Yep. I feel like I have a personal assistant sometimes because she's scheduling things for me.
Cool. And you mentioned there, you're balancing a lot as you start this business. 3 kids and a wedding photographer business would keep most people busy enough. But you've written the book, which we'll talk about later, and you've launched this e-commerce business. How do you manage your time? Is it, whatever's shouting loudest, or do you have a structure across the week to keep you focused?
I have no structure at all. Absolutely none. It's really, I make a list of the things I need to do and I try to get through that list. Anytime something comes to mind that I need to do, I just write it down. And every day I try to get a few things off the list. But really, I don't do well with like very structured things. I'll like be less. I can't do I don't know why. I just can't do schedules. I can't wake up at a certain time every day. I can't unless I have to bring my kids to school. But like the way I work is just very all over the place, sporadic. I do have to there are some days I'm like, okay, I need to spend like a whole hour doing this and block everything else out. But there's really no rhyme or reason. And I think that's kind of I think for some people that would be crazy to them because you've been told your whole life that you need a schedule, you need structure to be able to, start businesses or be an entrepreneur. But I feel like some of the best entrepreneurs just work very messy. And it doesn't matter how well it's done as long as you're working on it and getting it done. I think is the most important part because some people wait forever for the right time to do it. And there's never really a right time. You just kind of got to jump in.
Yeah. And I think it's also about understanding ourselves. And if you know that schedules don't work for you, why beat yourself up creating a schedule that's never going to help you get the work done? That would just be crazy.
Yeah, it's agonizing. I don't like schedules.
Okay. So Jessica, with all this that's gone on over the last 12 months, looking back at it, what would you change if you could change anything? What would you do differently?
The launch was terrible because I had no launch. I had no launch plan. I basically just let my friends and family know. I had a very small, I didn't know what I was doing. I was completely, I didn't know how to work with influencers. I didn't know how to build hype for a product. And I'm honestly just learning about that now. I'm just, in the past few months, I'm understanding what gets people to buy, what gets people interested, how to hype something up. It's taken me almost a whole year in business to learn how that stuff even works. So right now I'm hyping up new products we have for the holidays. So this is going to be like my official first launch of a big product where I'm going to try to, make this launch really work and happen. Because I had no idea what I was doing when I started. But I just jumped in. I was like, I need to start now. And it was hard. The first 6 months, I think I didn't even post anything. I didn't even try. I did a little bit, but it was very small at first. And then finally I was like, either I need to stop selling nail polish or I need to make this work. And that's when I started working.
But that's it. Sometimes you have to go at your own pace, don't you? Especially when you're running a one-person business.
Right.
You have to go right. Well, let's just get it live. Tell a few people about it. Check the basics work, and then we'll start on the next stage. And you like you said, you could have tried to learn everything there is to know about launches. But you probably still wouldn't be live because you'd be watching another course. Whereas now, that's the joy of e-commerce. There's always new products coming along, so you can always do another launch. There's always another thing to test, another thing to try.
And this holiday launch is going to be the main, like probably like my biggest launch. But we'll see. Like, again, like I never know what to expect because I've never done this before. So this is very new to me. And, you know, for someone, I had no investors. I really had nobody to tell me the right way to do things. I mean, I did have help and, you know, people I reached out to, but really I was totally on my own figuring it. I learned the hard way in every single aspect. So, but I'm grateful for that. Like I'm grateful I learned the hard way because I learned.
E-commerce Master Plan is supported by some of the greatest companies in the e-commerce sector. Here's a reminder of who they are.
Success in 2021 means building stronger relationships with your customers. Last year saw a lot of consumers switching to buy online, leading to surges in new customer acquisition. So how are you planning on turning your new first-time buyers into profitable repeat customers? Well, that's what Klaviyo is for. Klaviyo helps businesses create memorable marketing moments through email, SMS, and personalized website experiences. And that is what creates repeat purchases. That's why Klaviyo, the ultimate e-commerce marketing platform, is used by over 50,000 e-commerce brands around the world. Get started with your free account today. Visit klaviyo.com/masterplan. That's klaviyo.com/masterplan. Cloudways, a managed cloud hosting provider that is all about simplicity and freedom. Cloudways supports all major e-commerce platforms, including WooCommerce and Magento. It offers performance-oriented features such as managed backups, free SSL certificates, Cloudways CDN, built-in caches, security, and 24/7 support. Go to cloudways.com and use the promo code MASTERPLAN to sign up for a new Cloudways account, and you'll get a free $25 hosting credit.
It's time for the top tips round.
Okay, I love this section because it gives me and our listeners some really quick ideas for taking our businesses to the next level. So, Jessica, you ready for the top tips?
Yes.
The book top tip. If everyone listening to this podcast agreed to take Friday off and read a book to make their business better, which book would you recommend?
I would say I'm stuck between a few, but The Secret it's not even necessarily a business book, but it's essential to like understand, I guess, manifestation and focus on things that you want in order to have the mental longevity to continue on to your business and continue to work at it. You have to understand your mind more than anything because you're going to use a lot of mental power to, you know, make your business work. So I think The Secret was a really, really great one for me because I really harnessed, you know, my mental power.
Cool. I'm not sure we've had The Secret mentioned before. Someone's going to email me and go, Chloe, it was mentioned in episode such and such, but I don't remember us mentioning it. So thank you for adding that one to our list. The traffic top tip then. Which marketing method do you either prize above all others or think doesn't get the press it deserves?
Two, Instagram. Going on Instagram, being very active. I get a lot of sales when I am posting, when I am in my stories. And also, I mean, email marketing. When you have a list of people who already love your product and you give them valuable emails, now don't email them all the time, but I email them like once a week with, you know, a sale or something good. And those people will buy from you over and over. So those two things are just the best, like irreplaceable. I mean, obviously, I think you should also be running ads and other things, but those two things are where I generate most of my sales.
Nice. And then the tool top tip, maybe a collaboration tool, a social media plugin, a phone app, or just a way of working. Is there a cool little tool you use that makes you and your team more efficient from day to day?
I mean, I would just say the plugins on my Shopify, I have like so many amazing ones. And like I said, that upsell app has been great. It's been super helpful. I don't really use like a tool to my email. My emails are the best tool because I email more than I text. Literally, I'm always emailing. So, and Zoom's great. All of the tools, all of the business tools are equally important.
All about communication. Okay, then the growth top tip. If you met someone today who's focused on growing their e-commerce business from 100 orders per month to 1,000, what would be your number one tip for them?
So this is actually where I am right now. So the tip I took that I would recommend is hire someone to help you. Hire a marketing team, hire someone to run ads and scale your business if you don't know. Because when you hit that and you feel like you can't do it on your own and you're not knowing how to scale, if you don't have the time to learn and do it yourself, then hire someone who does and who does it professionally already and already has results.
Yeah, there's only so far you can take it on your own.
Yeah, it's you'll just spread yourself too thin. But let's say this is the only business you do, and if you really can buckle down and figure it out, like more power to you. But if it's overwhelming, don't bother. Just hire someone, and even if it's expensive now, it'll pay off later.
Jessica, thank you for all those great tips and for giving us lots of insight into your story and what's been happening. Before we say goodbye, though, could you let the listeners know where they can find you and your business on the web and social media, please?
Yes, of course. So my business we've been talking about, Bess in Color Nail Polish, is www.bessincolor.com. My personal website is jessicabellinger.com, where you can just like read more about me, my book, and stuff like that. And then social media is for Bess in Color is at Bess in Color for Instagram. And then my personal one is Jessica_Bellinger_.
Cool. And we've mentioned your book a couple of times. I know it's only recently come out as we're recording, but it'll be a few months down the line when everyone's hearing this. So can you tell us a little bit more about your book, please?
Yes, it's called The Humility Paradox. It's basically a modern take on how to harness and practice humility in a way that grows your lifestyle, but also can help you grow your business. I do talk about business and personal life in it as well. It's kind of like a self-help book in general. And I feel like practicing humility can help people who are wanting to start businesses and also just better their life and their lifestyle and their heart around things, especially now in a time where people are arguing a lot and fighting a lot. Using humility might actually be refreshing to practice it and, bring it into our lives and make us feel a little bit more at peace with the world around us.
Oh, and who doesn't want to feel a bit more peace at the world around us?
Yeah.
So, you can get Jessica's book on Amazon, so we'll put a link to that in the show notes. Jessica, as I said, thank you so much for coming on. It's always really nice to speak to someone who's in such early stages with their e-commerce business because we can all learn a lot from you. So thanks for coming on the show today.
Thanks. Of course. Thanks for having me.
What I always love about catching up with new businesses is that we can learn, doesn't matter how long we've been in business, there's still lessons we can learn from even the newest of businesses. And I guess key things for me there was Jessica finding things which she didn't have the time to do, she didn't have the skill set to do, and deciding to outsource those. That is key to growing any business. Stop doing things you shouldn't be doing. You've only got so many hours in a day. I thought, the focus on increasing the average order value, so you're putting more things in each parcel, which has a direct impact on your profits, was really good. And also that real focus on getting to grips with her customer, connecting with them online and dealing with them that way. So such a lot we can learn from there. You can get your hands on the notes from today's show, including the top tips and links to what we've mentioned, by heading over to ecommercemasterplan.com/podcast. There you can also add yourself to our email list so you don't miss out on any of the many things I share to help you improve your business. If you liked this episode, then I've got quite a few recommendations for what to listen to next. Now, if you're into to nail polish, to nail varnish, then check out episode 38. Yes, you're going to have to scroll back away to find that, which was with Mark Lipman from celebrity nail varnish brand Deborah Lipman. And if you are in that startup space and you want more assistance there, then each year we now track the journey of a startup. So last year, we tracked the journey of skincare retailer UXB Skincare. So you'll find multiple episodes with Simon about what happened during his first year focusing online. And this year, we're tracking the journey of Luke Carthy with his new business, Afro Drops, which isn't on Shopify, unlike many startups. That one's on WooCommerce. And Luke, you may know from his work as an SEO and conversion rate optimization specialist. So I'm really excited to see how that all goes. Thank you for tuning into this and every episode of the e-commerce master plan podcast. I bring you a new interview every week because I want to inspire and help as many e-commerce business owners as possible to succeed and thrive with their business. So please do tell the other e-commerce business owners you know, because I'd love to help them too. I hope you have a great week. Keep optimizing.
Thank you for listening to the e-commerce master plan podcast. Find out more at ecommercemasterplan.com/podcast.